Good morning, first graders. Welcome back to Reading Workshop. I told you that this week we were going to spend the whole week working on finding the lesson learned in the story. That is a really hard task to do, but I know that my first graders are up for the challenge. Remember, strong readers always think about the story and they find the lesson learned. So today, we're going to look for the lesson learned in a book that you might have already read before. But this time, when you listen to the book, I want you to listen and think, what is the author trying to teach us? Okay? On this chart, I have put some examples of lessons that authors write about in books. They say, always share, treat others the way you want to be treated. Those were the two lessons we found from Rainbow Fish last week. Never give up, always tell the truth, be thankful for what you have, you are perfect the way you are, be yourself, be brave, and believe in yourself. There are a lot more lessons than just those lessons, but those are the ones that we're going to look for in our books as we read together. So if you could sit up straight like a learner, put your hands in your lap, feet are still, eyes are on the screen, mouth is closed, ears are listening, and heart is listening and caring about what I'm saying. I'm going to read you one of my favorite books called Ish, and then we're going to work together to try and find the lesson learned. Ramon loved to draw. Anytime, anything, anywhere. Show me too if you love to draw also. One day, Ramon was drawing a vase of flowers. His brother Leon leaned over his shoulder. Leon burst out laughing. "What is that?" he asked. Ramon could not even answer. He just crumbled up the drawing and threw it across the room. Leon's laughter haunted Ramon. He kept trying to make his drawings look right, but they never did. How do you think Ramon's feeling right now? Think it. Blow it in your mouth. Scream it at the screen. Yeah, he might be feeling upset or sad or frustrated. After many months and many crumpled sheets of paper, Ramon put his pencil down. I'm done. Marisol, his sister, was watching him. What do you want? He snapped. I was watching you draw, she said. Ramon sneered. I'm not drawing. Go away. Marisol ran away, but not before picking up a crumpled sheet of paper. Hey, come back here with that. Ramon raced after Marisol, up the hall and into her room. What do you think was on that crumpled sheet of paper? Whisper it at the screen. Maybe. He was about to yell but fell silent when he saw his sister's walls. He stared at the crumpled gallery. Oh my, look at all the things hanging on her walls. This is one of my favorites, Marisol said, pointing. That was supposed to be a vase of flowers, Ramon said, but it doesn't look like one. Well, it looks vase-ish, she exclaimed. Vase-ish? Ramon looked closer. Then he studied all the drawings on Marisol's walls and began to see them in a whole new way. They do look ish, he said. Ramon felt light and energized. Thinking ishly allowed his ideas to flow freely. He began to draw what he felt loose lines, quickly springing out without worry. Look at his face there. He looks so much happier while he's drawing. Ramon once again drew and drew the world around him. Making an ish drawing felt wonderful. He filled his journals with tree-ish, house-ish, boat-ish, afternoon-ish, fish-ish, sun-ish. Look at those drawings. They aren't perfect. They're ish. Ramon realized he could draw ish feelings too. Peace-ish, silly-ish, excited-ish. His ish art inspired ish writing. He wasn't sure if he was writing poems, but he knew they were poem-ish. One spring morning, Ramon had a wonderful feeling. It was a feeling that even ish words and ish drawings could not capture. He decided not to capture it. Instead, he simply savored it. And Ramon lived ishfully ever after. The end. Wow, that is one of my favorite stories. It's one of those stories that just makes you feel good inside of your heart. So at the beginning of the story, Ramon was frustrated because his pictures weren't perfect. But when his sister showed him that his pictures looked ish, kind of like a tree or kind of like a vase, he realized his pictures didn't have to be perfect and that he might enjoy drawing more if he wasn't trying to be perfect all the time. So what do you think the lesson learned is? What is the author teaching you and teaching me by writing this book? Let's look at our chart. When you see one that you think could be the lesson learned, I want you to show me your light bulb. Oh, I see one. I think the lesson learned is you are perfect the way you are. Do you agree with me? Wow, I think we learned that it's okay to make mistakes, right? It's okay to make mistakes. You are perfect the way you are. Wow. Now that we know the lesson learned, this book means a lot more to us now. And us as strong readers, finding the lesson learned made us love this book even more. Today, when you go read by yourself, I want you to think about the lesson learned. And if you can figure it out, write it on a Post-it or an index card and send it to your teacher so that we can find some new awesome books to read based on what the lesson learned was. If you want to pause the screen and have this chart up for some choices of lesson learned in your book, you're welcome to do that. Readers, stack your books nice and tall. Your goal today is to read one book and find the lesson learned. But if you can read more than one, your teachers are going to be even more proud of you. So set your timer for 20 minutes, get nice and cozy, and enjoy your reading. I can't wait to see your all's lessons learned. See you tomorrow.